My name is Bruce Frantzis, and I started doing these online programs because from traveling all over the world for 40 years and teaching, literally all over the United States and Europe, I've had people, because I spent more than 10 years in China, putting out information that they had never heard of before. And every time I said, oh, I never knew that. Oh, I never heard that. And fact of the matter is that so at some point I figured I should get something done about it, but I could not increase my seminar schedule. It would have been quite impossible. But then this whole video stuff happened, and I am doing these videos for a very simple reason. I want people to be able to access this information around the world, anywhere they want. That's what the internet seems to be able to do for us. I want it to be able to help them in their practice. So this is kind of a virtual dojo. It's a virtual kun. It's a virtual training hall. One time when I was studying with the head of the trainers of the Physical Education Institute in Beijing, are the people which were responsible for the government-sponsored Tai Chi throughout all of China. He made a very simple statement: without openings and closings, there is no Tai Chi. And that is really true. In terms of the energy work in Tai Chi, it fits right in the middle, openings and closings. Without it, the higher level work can't really be done, and without it, the lower level work kind of is weak rather than strong. It's not just Tai Chi, but everything to do with Taoism, Taoist meditation, Taoist yoga, Xingyi Bagua, and probably a lot of other Taoist practices and Taoist qigong practices you may never have heard of, but you may in the future. So we're going to go through in this program about opening and closing the joints of your body. So, for example, all of Tai Chi, Bagua, Taoist meditation, every Taoist practice is based upon gung, which is how you move internal energy within your body. Likewise, so is all the advanced work in Tibetan Buddhism. Likewise, this is also in the back of virtually every shamanic thing. So all I'm saying is that when you go to the ancient traditions of the world, how to move energy in your body is a big thing. In qigong, openings and closing, this is about, sits right in the middle. Without it, you can't do the upper level practices. And if you don't have it, if you don't have openings and closings, your lower level practice, the lower level qigong, will be weaker. So with that, let's just look at something. If, for example, you look here, a thing about qigong in terms of the joints is that your joints move, but you don't use your muscles or your ligaments. You don't use any physicality. So if you just watch me for a second, you can watch my joints opening and closing. Elbows, shoulders, knees, everything. And closing. And every joint in your body, if it does not smoothly open and close, that then is going to have knock-on effects. One knock-on effect is it's going to cause problems for your spine, which from Chinese point of view is the big joint. Second of all, it's going to have negative knock-on effects on your internal organs, which relates to your entire health. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you more advanced internal work and how to use the body's cavities. These are deep energetic centers. For example, some of them are behind your throat here, right here behind your diaphragm, actually, behind your heart, your armpits, the back of your knees, your quad, and others. So what the purpose of these cavities are is that they're major centers in the body that link up a large area around them that controls all the fluids around that area. So I will grant you that your wrist can control the fluid movement in your hand, but the cavity from your armpit can control the fluid movement along your entire arm or inside your internal organs. So the cavities are more important in terms of your internal organs, and your cavities actually, when they all start moving together, they cause your joints to follow them. Opening the joints of the body sets a rhythm through which everything else in your body moves. Not just that you shift your body and then have your hands, but that this opening and closing connects all the joints and connects everything else inside of you to move. One of the things that's very important, as an example, is that moving all the cavities is something that can really reform a person's blood circulation. So your joints will do it to the localized area where blood could go, which would be important if you had arthritis or rheumatism, because blood heals the inside of the body. But when you do it from the cavities, you get all your internal organs involved, and the movements of the cavities are actually what cause your joints to move. It's not that your joints move independently, it's that the cavity causes the joints to move. And this becomes a rather big thing. Now, a major reason I am doing this program is I'm putting out a lot of stuff that normally is called the big secretive stuff that sometimes you might have to be waiting around a teacher for 10 or 20 years before they're even going to talk about it. And I find that very strange. We don't do that in our universities. We don't say, well, I'll tell you what, I'll show you multiplication after 10 years. Well, I think you could do it earlier than that. But the main thing is that I'm not personally per se looking for, to giantly increase my number of students. I'm almost 70 years old. I'm not looking I'm going to live to be 300. What I am concerned about is raising the whole general level of the game so that people I will probably never meet or see or even know their name, from some of the things they're going to learn from this, when they teach their students are going to benefit. Now, if I meet them and benefit them, okay. If you benefit them, okay. Okay? I just want to see them actually get helped. I hope that this helps you. And the next video that will come on will be about opening and closing the cavities. And the one that will come after that will be more about openings and closings in Taoist meditation. Again, thank you very much, and life treats you well.